Welcome to our new IFRS Educational Fund Service. It's an initiative of OJ Inspection Limited. It is dedicated to providing complementary and supplementary education on International Financial Reporting Standards IFRS through a multiple choice question and answer approach. It is intended to make learning verification or mastery or intellectual assurance fun. In this session, we shall be considering cumulative sets 210 questions to which the answers will be provided on IFRS 14. This is the standard on regulatory deferral accounts. Viewers or subscribers have 30 seconds to select or choose the answer to each question. The answers to the cumulative 10 questions are reviewed at the end of all the questions. Please enjoy it. Question number 11. The total of all deferral account debit balances is presented in the statement of financial position, A, together with equity, B, together with non-current assets, C, after total assets are ascertained, D, after total liabilities are ascertained, E, together with non-current liabilities. Some counts. Ten seconds gone. Twenty seconds gone. Time up. Question number 12. The total of all deferral account credit balances is presented in the statement of financial position, A, together with equity, B, together with non-current assets, C, together with non-current liabilities, D, after total assets are ascertained, E, after total equity and liabilities are ascertained. Some counts. Ten seconds gone. Twenty seconds gone. Time up. Question number 13. The net movement in the deferred tax asset arising from regulatory deferred account balances related to profit and loss is A, included in income tax expense line item presented before profit and loss for the year. B, included in income tax expense presented in other comprehensive income. C, presented as a line item after profit for the year before net movements in regulatory deferred account balances. D, presented as a line item before profit for the year before net movements in regulatory deferred account balances. E, recognized in its reserve column in statement of changes in equity. Some counts. Ten seconds gone. Twenty seconds gone. Time up. Question number 14. Net movement in the deferred tax asset arising from regulatory deferred account balances is presented A, outside of profit or loss, B, in other comprehensive income, C, in profit or loss or other comprehensive income, D, in statement of changes in equity only, E, as direct adjustment to return earnings. Some counts. Ten seconds gone. Twenty seconds gone. Time up. Question number 15. Regulatory deferral account debit balances are presented as A, component of equity, B, liability, C, assets. D, one of A, B, or C. E, none of the above. Some counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. Question number 16. Regulatory deferral account credit balances are presented as A, asset, B, liability, C, component of equity, D, one of A, B, or C, E, none of the above. 10 counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. Question number 17. Regulatory deferral account credit balances total in the statement of financial position is positioned A, together with non-current liabilities before adding other liabilities and equity. B, together with all liabilities before adding equity. C, after the subtotal of liabilities and equities ascertained. D, before total of liabilities and equities ascertained. E, after net current liabilities. Can count. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. Question number 18. Deferred tax asset or liability and movement therein related to regulatory deferred account balances are presented in line with A, IAS 16, B, IFRS 14, C, IAS 12, D, IAS 37, E, IAS 1. 10 counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. Question number 19. Regulatory deferral account debit balances related to a disposal group can be A, presented separately in the statement of financial position after total assets. B, presented together with assets in the disposal group. C, deducted from regulatory deferral account credit balances total. D, added to regulatory deferral account credit balances total. E, deducted from regulatory deferral account credit balances directly related to a disposal group. 10 counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. Question number 20. Regulatory deferral account credit balances related to a disposal group can be A, presented together with liabilities in a disposal group. B, presented separately in the statement of financial position after total liabilities and equity. C, presented separately in the statement of financial position in between liabilities and equity. D, added to regulatory deferral account debit balances total. E, deducted from regulatory deferred account debit balances directly related to a disposal group accounts. Ten seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. We proceed to reveal the answers. Question number 11. The answer to question number 11 is C. After total assets are ascertained. C. After total assets are ascertained. The total of all deferred account debit balances is presented after total assets are ascertained. The total assets, or stated as subtotal, is added to the total of deferred account debit balances to arrive at total assets and regulatory deferred account debit balances. C is the answer to question number 11. Question number 12. The answer to question number 12 is E. After total equity and liabilities are ascertained. E. After total equity and liabilities are ascertained. In the statement of financial position, the total of all regulatory deferred account credit balances is presented after total liabilities and equity are ascertained. The total of equity and liabilities is then added to the total of regulatory deferred account credit balances to arrive at total equity, liabilities, and regulatory deferred account credit balances. E is the answer to question number 12. Question number 13. The answer to question number 13 is C, presented as a line item after profit for the year before net movements in regulatory deferred account balances. C, presented as a line item after profit for the year before net movements in regulatory deferred account balances. The net movement in the deferred tax asset arising from regulatory deferred account balances related to profit or loss is presented as a line item after profit for the year before net movements in regulatory deferred account balances. After profit for the year before net movements in regulatory deferred account balances, net movement in regulatory deferred account balances related to profit or loss follows, and then net movement in the deferred tax asset arising from regulatory deferred account balances related to profit or loss. C is the answer to question number 13. Question number 14. The answer to question number 14 is A, outside of profit or loss. A, outside of profit or loss. Net movement in the deferred tax asset or liability arising from regulatory deferred account balances is presented outside of profit or loss. Net movement in these aspects of deferred tax is presented after profit or loss for the year is ascertained, but not in other comprehensive income. A is the answer to question number 14. Question number 15. The answer to question number 15 is E, none of the above. E, none of the above. Regulatory deferred debit balances are not presented as components of equity, liability, or assets. Rather, they are presented in total separately after the subtotal of all assets is ascertained in the statement of financial position. E is the answer to question number 15. Question number 16. The answer to question number 16 is E, none of the above. E, none of the above. Regulatory deferred credit balances are not presented as asset, liability, or component of equity. Rather, they are presented in total as a separate line item after the subtotal of liabilities and equity is determined in the statement of financial position. E is the answer to question number 16. Question number 17. The answer to question number 17 is C, after the subtotal of liabilities and equity is ascertained. C, after the subtotal of liabilities and equity is ascertained. Regulatory deferred credit balances total is positioned in the statement of financial position after the subtotal of liabilities and equity is ascertained. C is the answer to question number 17. Question number 18. The answer to question number 18 is B, IFRS 14. B, IFRS 14. With respect to deferred tax asset or liability and movement therein related to regulatory deferred account balances, they are presented in line with IFRS 14, titled Regulatory Deferred Accounts. IFRS 14 specifies the positioning or presentation of deferred tax and its movements arising from regulatory deferred accounts in statement of comprehensive income and statement of financial position. It also stipulates the disclosure to be made directly in this regard. B is the answer to question number 18. Question number 19. The answer to question number 19 is A, presented separately in the statement of financial position after total assets. A, presented separately in the statement of financial position after total assets. Regulatory deferred account debit balances related to a disposal group can be presented separately in the statement of financial position after total assets. Alternatively, regulatory deferred account debit balances related to a disposal group can be presented together with a single line item of total regulatory deferred account debit balances. In this case, disclosure is made to specify or clarify the portion of the total regulatory deferred account debit balances that is related to the disposal group. A is the answer to question number 19. Question number 20. The answer to question number 20 is B, presented separately in the statement of financial position after total liabilities and equity. B, presented separately in the statement of financial position after total liabilities and equity. Regulatory deferred account credit balances related to a disposal group can be presented separately in the statement of financial position after total liabilities and equity. Alternatively, regulatory deferred account credit balances related to a disposal group can be presented together with a single line item of total regulatory deferred account credit balances. In this case, disclosure is made to specify or clarify the portion of the total regulatory deferred account credit balances that is related to the disposal group. B is the answer to question number 20. That is all for this set 2. Thank you for joining us for the set 2 of IFRS 14, Regulatory Deferral Accounts. We invite you to subscribe to our channel, share our links, and invite those in your network to do the same. This will enable you and all other subscribers get direct notifications on future video uploads. We intend to cover all of the standards in this framework and create further sets of questions and answers on standards already covered. For collaboration in this area, please call or WhatsApp +2349 030 770109. All rights to this production and others in the series are reserved for OJ Information Limited. Thank you once again, and bye for now.